And so he was our first audience. I mean, the first person who we had showcased the film to, and I was only watching his face throughout the.
ఓకే, సో అమరన్ సక్సెస్ సెలబ్రేషన్స్ లో ఉన్నాం మనం ఇక్కడ. అండ్ హార్టీ కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ అండి మీ ముగ్గురికి. ఇంత బ్యూటిఫుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ని తీసుకొచ్చినటువంటి మన డైరెక్టర్ రాజ్ కుమార్ పెరియస్వామి గారికి, అండ్ అలాగే క్యారెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఇందు రెబేకా వర్గీస్ ఇంత బ్యూటిఫుల్ గా పోర్ట్రే చేసిన సాయి పల్లవి గారికి, అండ్ అఫ్ కోర్స్ మేజర్ ముకుంద్ వరదరాజ్ గారిగా జీవించినటువంటి శివకార్తిక్, ముగ్గురికి హార్టీ కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ అండి. సో ఫస్ట్ ఒపీనియన్ ఏంటంటే, నాకు ఆ సినిమా చూసినప్పుడు ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ అనుకోవడం చాలా గొప్ప విషయం. అలాంటి ఒక మేజర్ ముకుంద్ వరదరాజన్ గారి కథ మా అందరికీ తెలియచెప్పాలి అని మీరు అనుకోవడం చాలా గొప్ప విషయం. కానీ రియల్ సక్సెస్ ఏంటి అంటే, దానిని అందరూ యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసేసి దీన్ని బ్లాక్ బస్టర్ చేయడం అనేది రియల్ సక్సెస్ అండి. సో యూ హార్టీ కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ టు యూ. బికాజ్ ఇంటెన్షన్ ఉండొచ్చు ఈ మాకందరికీ కూడా అక్కడ ఆర్మీ బ్యాక్ డ్రాప్లో జరిగేటువంటి స్టోరీ, రియల్ స్టోరీ తెలియాలి అని. బట్ ఇఫ్ ద సినిమా ఇస్ నాట్ మేడ్ ప్రాపర్లీ అది వెళ్ళదు అందరి వరకు. సో ద రియల్ సక్సెస్ ఇస్ నౌ వీఆర్ సెలబ్రేటింగ్ మేజర్ ముకుంద్ వరదరాజన్ గారి రియల్ స్టోరీని సెలబ్రేట్ చేసుకోగలుగుతున్నాము అంటే క్యాప్టెన్ ఆఫ్ ద షిప్. మీకు కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ అండి ఫస్ట్. యా. అండ్ శివకార్తికేయన్ గారు, మీరు ఎన్నో క్యారెక్టర్స్ కామెడీతో పండించేశారు, రొమాన్స్తో పండించేశారు, అండ్ ఇప్పుడు పేట్రియాటిజంతో మీరు ఈ క్యారెక్టర్ని ఇంత అద్భుతంగా పండించినందుకు వీఆర్ సో ప్రౌడ్ టు బి పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఫిల్మ్ ఇండస్ట్రీ. వెరీ హ్యాపీ అండి, వెరీ హ్యాపీ. కమల్ హాసన్ గారి రియాక్షన్ ఏంటండి ఆఫ్టర్ ది సక్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ద మూవీ?
When I spoke to him over phone, like he said, I am very, very, very happy.
Okay.
Like tell everyone I am very, very happy. That's what he said. He mentioned that thrice. So that happy he was, because Kamal sir is in this industry for so long. He has done everything. But still this film makes him happy. Means like it's a big what to say, like we are really, really happy about it. And we are like, first thanks to Rajkumar brother, because he is the first person to be congratulated for this film. So I felt happy when Kamal sir said like he is very happy.
ఏదైనా ఒక సినిమా చేసినప్పుడు ఆ సినిమా బ్లాక్ తెలిసి ఈ సినిమా వరకు మీ అందరికీ రియాక్షన్స్ ఆర్ కమింగ్ ఇన్ సైలెన్స్, లైక్ వచ్చి హగ్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఏడుస్తున్నారు. సో మీకు ఎలాంటి రియాక్షన్స్ వచ్చాయండి ఈ మూవీ రిలీజ్ అయిన తర్వాత?
I had seen some videos of Telugu, I mean Twitter, Facebook. It's very touching. So emotions are universal. I mean universally emotions are the same. So language or regions, they are not barriers for any content, and I should thank the audience. And it feels good when they're able to connect to what we created. And Kamal sir, for your earlier question, I had an answer. Kamal sir, after the release of the film, I think he's not watched the film yet after release.
After release,
with the final music and all. So after the day before we announced the release date. So I think July 15th or 16th, somewhere, without any music, without any dubbing, and he saw with that shooting ambience noise, and with all other borrowed music from other films. It had Telugu film music, Hindi film music, Tamil film music, which is released earlier. Just for setting the mood, we'll have one version to present it to somebody. So he saw he saw only from the edit resolution. It was not even the final DI quality or anything. So whatever reactions we see today, the same exact places, his reactions were also the same. For the action, for the love scenes, for the second half, for the climax, for her last, that tear-jerking moment, for his final departure.
Yeah.
For all of that, his reactions were same. And after finishing the viewing, he didn't switch on the lights for a while, and he took a while. I mean, he took at least 3 to 4 minutes, and then finally he switched on the lights, and his eyes were. I mean, I could see tears glitter on his pink face, and then he uttered only 2 words in Tamil. He said, "Nalla irukku, romba nalla irukku." That's all he said, and then it took a while for him to process that, and then he had to adjust his throat, and so he was our first audience. I mean, the first person who we had showcased the film to, and I was only watching his face throughout the screening. Whatever happiness he felt, he told him directly. And on the day of the release, on the day of Diwali, he called me. I was in a theater mall's parking. He said, "Enjoy the moment. Now you go ahead and keep all the benefits."
ఐ థింక్ మీ అమరన్ సినిమా సక్సెస్ ఇస్ ఎ రియల్ ట్రిబ్యూట్ టు ద మేజర్ ముకుంద్ వరదరాజన్ గారండి. ఆయన సాక్రిఫైస్కి, ఆయన బ్రేవరీకి, ఆయన కరేజ్కి దిస్ ఈస్ అ రియల్ ట్రిబ్యూట్ టు హిమ్, బికాస్ ద హోల్ నేషన్ నౌ నోస్. అండ్ అందులోనూ మొత్తం ఇండియా వైడ్గా ఇది 100+ crores దాటేసినటువంటి ఫిలింగా చరిత్ర క్రియేట్ చేస్తోంది. అండ్ ఇందు రెబెకా వర్గీస్ గారు, మీరు యూ డిడ్ ఇట్ సో బ్యూటిఫుల్లీ. మీరు మామూలుగానే అంటే ఫిక్షన్ సినిమాలు, అంటే కథలు రాసిన వాటికి మీరు చాలా హోంవర్క్ చేస్తారు. దీనికైతే ఇంకా చాలా చేసి ఉంటారు కదా, ఈచ్ సీన్, ఈచ్ క్యారెక్టర్, లేయర్ బై లేయర్. సో వాట్ వెంట్ ఇన్ త్రూ అనేది మేము చాలా ఇంటర్వ్యూస్లో చూసాం మీరు మాట్లాడినవన్నీ. ఇంకేమైనా ఉందా చెప్పడానికి మీరు ఆడియన్స్కి? దిస్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ దట్ ఐ డిడ్ నాట్ మెన్షన్ ఎనీవేర్.
ఐ థింక్ ఇది కూడా నేను చెప్పుంటాను, బట్ ఇప్పుడు నేను ఆ సీన్ కూడా చెప్పగలుగుతాను. ఆ స్టాచ్యూ సీన్ ఉంది కదా, ఆ లాస్ట్ స్టాచ్యూ సీన్, అది సన్సెట్ అయ్యే టైంలో మేము షూట్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తున్నాము. నాకు అదే ఫస్ట్ టైం నేను క్యారెక్టర్లో ఉండలేకపోయి అక్కడ ఏడుస్తూనే కూర్చున్నాను. తను వచ్చి నా షోల్డర్ పైన ఇలా స్లాండ్ చేసి చెప్పాలి, చాలా నొప్పిగా ఉంది, నేను పడుకుంటాను కొంచెం సేపు అని. ఒక్కొక్కసారి నేను విన్నప్పుడు డైరెక్టర్ గారు నాకు అక్కడి నుంచి చెప్పారు, ఏడవకూడదు కదా, దాని తర్వాత ఇందు ఏడవకూడదు. నాకు ఇందులాగా నాకు అక్కడ ఒక స్విచ్ లాగా వచ్చేసింది, నాకు కంట్రోల్ చేయలేకపోయాను. సో అది ఒక్క సీన్, అప్పుడే ఐ ఫెల్ దట్ ద ఇంపాక్ట్ నా పైన ఉంది కదా ఆ స్టోరీ. ఇది జనరల్గా నేను చాలా ప్యాషనెట్గా, చాలా సీరియస్గా తీసుకుంటాను రోల్స్ అన్నిటిని, బట్ ఇది ఫస్ట్ టైం నేను రోల్ నుంచి బయట వెళ్ళి ఇప్పుడు ఆ అమ్మాయి నిజంగానే అలా ఫీల్ చేస్తే ఎలా ఉంటుందేమో అని నేను తట్టుకోలేకపోయాను. సో ఆ సీన్ నేను ఎప్పుడూ మర్చిపోను. అండ్ మంచిది, ఆ రోజు జల్దీగా సెట్ అయిపోయింది సన్ను. అందుకే మేము నెక్స్ట్ డే ఇది షూట్ చేసినప్పుడు చాలా ధైర్యంగా ఏం ఏడవకుండా నేను అలానే చూసి అది కంప్లీట్ చేసాము. సో దట్ డే తను కూడా ఉన్నారు. హీ వాజ్ లైక్ ఎవ్రీబడి వాజ్ టేకింగ్ అ సెకండ్, బికాజ్ ఇట్స్ ద ఫస్ట్ టైం నేను షూట్ చేసిన అన్ని ఫిల్మ్స్లో ఎప్పుడు ఆ షాట్ వస్తుందో నాకు తట్టుకోలేకపోయాను. ఒక్కొక్కసారి వస్తుంది, బట్ ఐ షుడెంట్ క్రై. సో దట్ వాజ్ వన్ సీన్ విచ్
she started reading the scene paper, she started crying, and we didn't shoot it on the first day. I think that's what she said. Then the second day we shot, and she was crying continuously. She wanted that emotion she wanted to finish that scene as soon as possible.
I think అదే మీ సినిమాలో మీరు ఏడవకుండా ఉన్నారు, కానీ మీరు ఏడవకుండా ఉండేటువంటి ప్రతి చోట మేము ఏడుస్తున్నాం. వెన్ యూ వేర్ నాట్ క్రయింగ్, లైక్ ఫర్ యూ టు పోర్ట్రే దట్ క్యారెక్టర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ వాజ్ సో డిఫికల్ట్. ఆవిడ ఏంటి, ఎలాంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో నుంచి వెళ్ళింది అనేది ఆలోచిస్తే అబౌట్ ఇందు గారు, షీ ఈజ్ రియల్లీ యాజ్ బ్రేవ్ యాజ్ మేజర్ ముకుంద్ వరదరాజన్ గారు. రియల్లీ సల్యూట్ హర్, సో సూపర్. ఇక శివకార్తికేయన్ గారు, మీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ గురించి చాలా వీడియోస్ చూసాము. అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు కమ్ అనేది కొంత ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్ ఉండింది, కానీ వెన్ వీ సా ద ఫిల్మ్ అండి, యూ వర్క్డ్ సో హార్డ్. లైక్ ఇట్ వాజ్ మిలిటరీ ట్రైనింగ్ అంటారు కదా, మిలిటరీలోకి వెళ్ళి ట్రైన్ అవ్వడం అనేది ఈజీ కాదంటారు. ఈ సినిమా చేయడం కూడా మీకు ఈజీ కాదు, మాకు అనిపించింది అట్లా, బికాస్ యూ ఆల్సో ఈక్వల్లీ ట్రైన్డ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ సో మచ్.
Yeah, we had to, because it's not about only bulking the muscles.
Yeah.
To build the strength also, because action sequences mostly it will be big sequence in a single shot, and we have to run here and there, and with that kind of temperature and that oxygen level. So we built the strength first, then we built the muscle over it. So that's why we were able to do all the stunts. So we had to be at least 25-30% of army men. Yeah, we had to be. So otherwise we can't do action sequence like cut by cut, small shots. We can't do it. It'll be 1 minute or 2 minute sequences continuously most of the time.
No.
So they'll be shooting from different angles, and it'll be choreographed that way to make it so real.
Yeah.
It'll not be very mechanical. So we had to build that, and actually we started very early. When I was doing Mahavirudu itself, I started working for this project.
Oh.
So basically how to build the strength and how the diet should be. So from there we started. So I'm happy about it when people like appreciate on that. So it's a very good transformation. But that was much needed, and it will be tiring. But mentally I was not tired. I was like, okay, this is not enough. This is not enough, because we are going to be amidst real army men.
Yeah.
We had to shoot amidst real army men, so I have to look like that. And the action sequences were very challenging, and temperature will also change. Sometimes in Kashmir, it will be bright, and next 30 minutes the clouds will close and it will get different. So when the light opens, we have to finish that portion. So and sometimes it will be in real location, and it will be a tourist area, and we can only block them for 2 minutes. So in that gap we have to finish it. So these are the internal challenges we had, the entire team.
Yeah.
Only facilities like we have to be fresh mentally. Physically we can manage, we can eat or drink something, but that we made sure, not only me, and the director, because he has to control everything.
Yeah.
So the camera department, direction department, the light officers, or everyone, sometimes suddenly it will rain, and they have to manage everything with that. We had 350 people crew working there. So everybody were on toes to make this happen, and finally when everyone appreciates, it's really good.
I know.
I am receiving everything.
సెక్యూరిటీ వాళ్ళందరూ కొన్ని ప్లేసెస్ ఉన్నాయి అక్కడ, దే వోంట్ లెట్ సివిలియన్స్ అలౌడ్ కాదు, ఓన్లీ ఆర్మీ పర్సనల్ వాళ్ళే రావాలి. సో 8 o'clock లోపల అందరు లోపల రావాలి. ఇలా say that there were places which were all proper. ఎక్కడ ముకుంద్ వరదరాజన్ తను అక్కడ పని చేశారో, సో తనకి ఎలా అంటే he wanted the same location. సో అక్కడ అది చాలా చాలా సెక్యూర్ గా ఉన్న లొకేషన్స్. వాళ్ళు అలా డ్రోన్ అదన్నీ ఏం లేదు. సో వాళ్ళందరూ టీమ్ గా లోపల వెళ్ళాలి, అన్ని చెక్ చేసి చేయాలి. సో అలా ప్రాపర్ కండిషన్స్ లో వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళి ఆథెంటిక్ గా
friendly while allowing us. Next day also they'll be very friendly, but when it becomes 6 o'clock or when it becomes dark, then we are not allowed to be there. Sometimes they'll receive intel about movement of some, some activities of the other side. So then they'll chase us.
బికాస్ వాళ్ళ ప్రొటెక్షన్ కోసం మీరు ఇక్కడ ఉండకండి, బికాస్ దిస్ ప్లేస్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఫ్రెజైల్, మీరు వెళ్ళిపోండి అని చెప్పి వాళ్ళని పంపిస్తారంట. సో అలా కండిషన్స్ లో
I know, unfortunately మనకి మొన్న కూడా చాలా ఇన్సిడెంట్స్ జరిగాయి కదా, ఇన్ కాశ్మీర్ ఇన్సిడెంట్స్ హ్యావ్ బీన్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. అండ్ వెన్ నేను మూవీ చూస్తున్నప్పుడు అనుకున్నాను ఏమైనా కొన్ని లొకేషన్స్ని మీరు వేరే దగ్గర రీక్రియేట్ చేశారేమో అనుకున్నాను. ఇవాళే తెలిసింది మీరు అక్కడికే వెళ్ళి చేశారని. సో ఎస్, సో అలాంటి మీరు సెన్సిటివ్ ఏరియాస్లో కూడా మీరు వెళ్ళి రీక్రియేట్ చేశారంటే ఇది చాలా గొప్ప విషయము. అండ్ ఆల్ దో స్టోన్ పెల్టింగ్ సీన్స్ అండ్ ఆల్, దే లుక్ సో రియల్. Of course, there were some footages of real images that you all have added. Kani adanta create cheyalante kuda it requires a lot of budget. It requires a lot of space. Ela chesaru?
More than the budget and all, I think I should be very, very grateful to the people of Kashmir. I think we would have taken that so many times. So many times they'll have to run. There are multiple takes, multiple cameras, and every time they'll run and they'll behave so well. I mean, it's a crowd. And I don't even know. See, we had tents, we provided everything that we can as a team, food, refreshments, but still it's not a very comfortable location that we are shooting in. So they will do it day and night, no matter how many times we ask them to do. They're such hard work. They were doing it, and they never questioned like, what are you projecting us as, or anything.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
They understood that this is a story from the past, and it is not the reflection of the entire Kashmir, and they were ready to do it again and again. There were so many small actors who were all so good and they performed so well, and that's why we are all enjoying all of this.
And వాళ్ళకి యాక్చువల్లీ ఐ డోంట్ ఈవెన్ నో వాళ్ళు చూసారు ఆ మూవీని, బట్ దే డిడ్. ఇఫ్ బికాస్ ఐఎమ్ అన్ యాక్టర్, సాయి పల్లవి గాట్ టు పర్ఫామ్, తను శివ్ కార్తికేయన్ ఈస్ గాట్ టు పర్ఫామ్. వాళ్ళు పేరేం లేదు, బట్ ఎంత మేము ఇస్తున్నామో దానికన్నా దే గివ్ మోర్ ఫర్ ఇట్. ద వే దే డబ్డ్, the way they performed, the love that they have for arts, I felt very inspired seeing them that way.
Yeah, most of the small characters, or I wouldn't say small characters. For example, the one person who comes in the trailer, he's a radio presenter. He presents in Doordarshan.
Akkada Kashmir.
Yeah, from Kashmir. No, he used to work in New Delhi. He's a Kashmiri. He's also a theatre actor. So there are no big feature films made from Kashmir. Hindi films released there. It is only theatres. They're all stage actors. So they keep their talent sharpened and they are always fresh. So for them the medium isn't different. Any character that has appeared in Amaran from Kashmir, all of those people are so passionate, and I don't know what keeps their passion fed. They do a lot of alternative professions, but whenever there is some work for them from this art industry, I think they appear and they audition, they take it seriously, and they do it so well.
Such beautiful artists and such beautiful people, even though anta conflict lu avanni jarugutunna sare, they have still remained like that anedi itself is so great andi. ఇప్పుడు సాయి పల్లవి గారు చెప్పారు ఒక సీన్లో ఆవిడ బాగా ఇంపాక్ట్ అయ్యారు టు పర్ఫామ్ అని. అలా మీకు యువర్ పోర్ట్రేయింగ్ మేజర్ ముకుంద్ వరదరాజన్ గారు. సో ఎన్ని సీక్వెన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయో మీకు. సో వాస్ దేర్ సంథింగ్ వేర్ యూ లైక్ యూ వర్ ఇంపాక్టెడ్ లైక్ ఓ మై గాడ్ ఇలా జరిగిందా ఇది?
Film vandu like I had for me my reference was my dad. He was a police officer. Now when I was a kid I used to go with him for the parades. I'll go see everything and it will be very inspiring with men in uniform and they shout and do that in a proper sync. No, that itself will be very mesmerizing. So there are so many like connections for me, and I took his style of walk and the way he present himself to when he is at work, how he presents, so like that especially. And the one tough scene for me was inside the ambulance in the climax, because exactly the same thing happened to my dad, and he was also, he expired when he was in his duty. So that is his last minutes were in the ambulance and we were not with him. So that scene was when I read the script itself, I was bursting out. I was alone when I read the script, so I couldn't control also, I couldn't share it with anyone also. Then I called him. This I don't know how I'm going to like see it on screen, because the exact episode, the last 10 minutes was exact same in my life, like with mom and with the kids and everything. But I was 17. Arshia in this was 3.5 years old, I think. I was 17. So that was my last sight of my dad and everything. So that ambulance sequence, I started connecting with my dad. The same struggle he also faced. So what would have been his thought when he faced those seconds? So that scene I couldn't perform. I wanted to finish it off faster. And I was feeling my dad is somewhere here. So that was the only scene it was tougher for me. So otherwise,
this is a tribute to your father also.
Definitely.
Such brave people who have been in army, in police, who have sacrificed their life మన కోసము ఇంత హ్యాపీగా బతికేస్తూ ఉంటాము, మన కోసం చేస్తున్నాము.
Because the last scene, like where Sai Pallavi gets award from the president, my dad also received a president award, but president award will be given in Chennai from a higher official or chief minister. So president's medal. Yeah. Police and prison department, they have president medal also. The same way my mom went and took it. She didn't even know where to stand, how to take it. So we were in some other place. It will be protocol, right? When she'll be sitting there somewhere, she will go stand, they'll give, she got, and she didn't know what she got and why is she there. But so everything was so moving. Like my mom hugged me after watching the film, and she didn't say anything. So that was the reaction for this. So that scene alone was very, very tough for me to do.
Imagine we are watching the film with Indu Arshia, the actual Indu Arshia and the family. And they'll be seeing all of this కదా, వాళ్ళకి ఏం అనుకుంటారు, నా నాన్న ఇలానే చనిపోయారా, ఇలానే చెప్పుంటారా అని నిజంగానే ఆ పాప అనుకుంటుంది కదా. సో అది మేము అందరూ కూర్చొని చూసినప్పుడు చాలా భయం వచ్చేసింది. భయం కాదు, ఏం వాళ్ళు అనుకుంటారు ఏంటో అని ఆ ఫీలింగ్ వచ్చేసింది. బికాస్ షీ ఇస్ a 3-year-old child.
Yes.
And to see this is what happened to dad, I don't know how the family would even take that at that point of time. And తనకి డాడీ ఎప్పుడు ఐప్యాడ్ లోనే ఉన్నారని తను కరెక్ట్ అలానే అనుకుంది. సో వెన్ షీ saw this film and the last they'll play అచ్చమిల్లై కదా, that when she sees her father in flesh and blood akkada, I don't know what would have gone through her, but still the family has to take the pride. మన కోసం నాన్న ఇలా dad had sacrificed his life. You have to live with that feeling with pride, but you have that grief kada. So our last scene tan cheppinattu, it is a very disturbing scene. I think all soldiers will also feel the same way and the family will feel the same way. తెలీదు రేపు ఏం అవపోతుందో ఏంటో అని. సో ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ అ వెరీ డిస్టర్బింగ్ సీన్ ఫర్ ద ఫ్యామిలీస్.
అంటే ఈ మూవీ ఏం చేసింది అంటే ఆయన డైరెక్షన్లో జనరలీ మేబీ హూ హ్యావ్ బీన్ ఇంపాక్టెడ్, లైక్ ఇప్పుడు ఆయన లాగానో లేకపోతే సోల్జర్స్ వాళ్ళు ఎక్కువగా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి ఫీల్ అవుతారు కదా, ఇక్కడ అందరినీ ఫీల్ అయ్యేలా చేసింది. దట్ ఈస్ ద థింగ్, లైక్ వీ ఆల్ గాట్ సో డీప్లీ కనెక్టెడ్ టు దట్ సీన్. ఎస్పెషల్లీ మీ దగ్గరకు వచ్చి రివీల్ చేస్తారు కదా, ఆ రోజు మీరు కాసేపు అలాగే ఉంది, ఇంకా కెమెరా మీ మీద ఉంది, మీరు ఏడుస్తున్నారు, మేము ఏడుస్తున్నాము. You are trying to stop your tears and we are also trying to stop our tears. So that నేను ఇట్లా వెక్కి ఏడ్చాను నేను. It's been such a while that I cried like that in theatre, even when I'm thinking about that scene itself. Yeah, ఎందుకంటే especially because it's reality. This is not something that has been fictiously created కదా. So that's why I think
for any actor we need to have a space to perform. So thank you cheppali that he let his actors go wild and act.
There were 3 takes of that scene.
Okay.
And every take there was some focus issue also. So she had to do it again and again. So those 3 takes, all 3 are same. I mean, the emotions are same. And I went back to the first take. What we see on the film, that's the very first take.
Okay.
And it still had some focus issues, but we had pushed in the DI, we have sharpened it. But I thought even that out of focus that comes in between and goes, even that adds up to her performance, because the emotion is so clear. And in fact, in the final mixing which happened in Annapurna Studios, G.V. Prakash had scored something for that. There was some violin and a chorus along. But then if international audience, they would have seen it with that score. But finally, when we gave the domestic copy, I mean for our country, Telugu and Tamil, so I removed that music. That's what all of us have seen. We removed that music in the final mix because I was so confident of that particular acting, that scene. So we let it play only with her, how do I say, in Tamil there is a word called visumbal, you know, that choking thing. Yeah, so we just let that alone be heard. And then the song starts. So there's complete silence at that point when she's crying. So I think we don't need other layers to, you know, to accentuate it, because it's already full and perfect. So that's what I felt while shooting that also. And she immediately transforms. After doing that, when I call for another one more or retake, immediately she's normal. I don't know how she does that.
No, but nijam okati cheppali, I think we had some sort of a blessing of 100 million soldiers, 100 million families who are missing them, for him to perform the way he has, for me to perform the way. And tanu alochinchinadi adi execute cheyadaniki, there was always a blessing. And the first day he went and paid respects to Mukund Varadarajan sir, the oka tablet untadi. You want to talk about that? Akkada memorial, war memorial.
I think we had many first day incidents like that. When we shot the first day, the first shot that we shot with Sivakarthikeyan was over the martyr's tomb. I mean, there's one in 44RR headquarters where I think that picture also came out. That shot is also there. When once he goes into 44RR, there is a time, there is 1 or 2 second shot where he salutes to the martyr's tomb, which is there 44RR, people whoever has sacrificed their lives. So that's the first shot that we took for the film. And before that shot, usually we have muhurats, no? I mean, usually we have pujas ceremonies for the film. So for this film, we had a puja ceremony back in Chennai, but that was not the day we shot our film. I mean, we shot only one shot where they sign on a paper. That was the only shot that was taken. But the actual day where we started shooting the film in Rashtriya Rifles, so that day the colonel, the commanding officer of 44RR battalion, he had arranged a puja ceremony there. So in front of that martyr's tomb only, he called a priest, and there was a priest, and all the soldiers were behind us, and he made both of us sit, Shiva and me, sit there, and they started saying prayers. So I thought, okay, all the martyrs of 44RR are blessing us, and that's what it is. That is what it is. He did that only. There was no, I mean, there is a temple, army, they always follow, our army, they always follow Dharmasthala, Sarva Dharmasthala. Basically, all gods are there in every temple of theirs. They have temples, they have everything built inside. But still, he chose to offer the prayers to the martyrs of 44RR. All their names are inscribed in that stone. It comes in the film also, you can see. So in front of that, we had flowers and all of that. Like how we would do Ganapati Homam. Same way we did that, and that's how we began shooting. And then the first shot that we shot with him was right over that tomb. And after offering our flowers, prayers and everything, salute, then we started shooting. That's how shooting of Amaran began. So this is for shooting. But even before this, before starting the location recce, I had gone to Ministry of Defence, which is in Delhi. So there, my turn was around 2 p.m. So there was a formal interview to understand the intent of the filmmaker. I had to submit the script to get the approval from the ministry. So up to 2 p.m. I was free. I landed early in Delhi. I think I landed around 9 a.m. And there was this gentleman who used to help us with all the permissions, Mr. Saravana Vinod. He is an ex-army officer. So I asked him if we can go and visit the National War Memorial. This is way back in 2022. 2022, August 11th. So that day we went inside the National War Memorial. There are like 15,662 tablets, if I'm right.
Tablets ante
Small bricks dedicated to each martyred soldier there. And I think in column row 5A, 5B, there is Mukund Varadarajan sir and Sipai Vikram sir's dedicated tablets, those bricks. So we searched for it. That day it was there was nobody around. So we plucked some flowers from the trees that are planted around, and I offered my prayers, and that was the first puja for me there in the actual site. And from there we went to Kashmir after obtaining the permissions. That day I got the permission also. So from next day we were ready. So I think we went to Kashmir. From there we started our location recce, and the permissions were arranged by the government, because wherever we went, people were welcoming us with warmth, so much warmth, and they were ready to support us. They were ready because they were always feeling that this is a story about them, this is a story about their hero, and they all love Major Mukund Varadarajan so much wherever we went. And he has touched so many lives. So I think that's the reason the film is also accepted so much today.
అమేజింగ్ అండి, అమేజింగ్. సో ఇప్పుడు ఒక చిన్న రోల్ షిఫ్ట్ చేద్దామని అనుకుంటున్నాను. శివకార్తికేయన్ గారిని ఒక్కసారి ఆయన ఓల్డ్ డేస్లో ఆయన ఎప్పుడైతే హోస్టింగ్ కూడా చేసేవాళ్ళో, అలా ఇప్పుడు ఆయన సడన్గా హోస్ట్ అయిపోతే ఆయన అడగాలనుకున్న క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏంటి? సార్, నౌ ఐఎమ్ యాక్ట్రెస్, యువర్ హోస్ట్.
One favorite scene of yours in Amaran.
వన్ సీన్ విచ్ ఐవ్ నెవర్ సీన్ ఇప్పటి వరకు. అంటే ఒక అంబుష్ జరుగుతూ ఉంటే ఫ్యామిలీలో ఏం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది అంటే, అమ్మాయి ఫోన్లో ఉంది, ఇక్కడ ఇది జరుగుతోంది, దట్ ఈస్ లైక్ సో స్కేరీ. షీ కాంట్ పుట్ డౌన్ ద ఫోన్. కట్ చేయలేదు, కట్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ ఎవడు ఫోన్ ఎత్తాడు. అదంతా వింటూనే ఉండాలి. ఆ వింటూ ఉన్న దాంట్లో మనిషి బతుకున్నాడో లేదో పోయాడో తెలియట్లేదు. సో that real thing is, even now I feel
You know, the most favorite scene.
Okay.
I always tell him. Because I don't think iduvaraikkum the like so far in the army films and the madri or portion it's not there.
Never.
It's not there. So
a single shot.
The end shot was a single shot, like the last one. I'll fall down, I'll take the gun, I'll shoot. I'll throw it and I'll come back and I'll see everything and I'll stand. Then the phone comes and I'll say I'm fine. No, that was a single shot. Upper challenge was like, no, I have to ask question now, right?
No, you can tell. You can tell, please,
But
please.
challenge was again, it was getting dark, sunset. I was already. So the 5 minutes to take that shot. So he was like preparing for it. Stefan Rector was the action director at the time. And he said like, I don't have time to rehearse this. Now you have to cooperate me, sir. You have to do something. I told him, you don't worry about it. You go sit in your chair. I'll take care of this. So I called the DOP. I'll go stand here. I'll do this action. I'll come. I'll stand here. I'll take the phone here. I'll do this. So you fix your camera. Only one take is possible now because the 5 minutes. Next day we have to set up everything. So we had another setup to finish also. So we did. That was only one take. The single shot, one take. Because I liked that portion very much. When I heard the script itself, it was on my mind. When I read also, it was on my mind. So I told him, this is the iconic portion of this film.
Yeah.
Because that's the film is all about. How a soldier struggles, at the same time how the family also struggles.
Yes, exactly.
That's in a one scene.
Yeah.
So it's about it's about Hindu, it's about Mukund, it's about Indian Army, it's about bravery on both the sides,
Yes.
husband and wife. That's one iconic scene. So that's what I told him. So that is my most favorite portion of this film.
Super, sir. Anchor asked question and anchor only answered also.
What to do? Sometimes good anchors come.
Come. Yes, sir. Yes. So now you can
Question
ask
two.
question 2.
Rajkumar sir.
How many years you all know each other?
I know him from 2000.
16 years, 16 plus.
16 plus.
16
He is
years.
17, so you know him from his first year.
Yes, I went and saw him for his first birthday.
First birthday.
I gave him gift and we became friends.
From then, okay. Something when shooting was happening, why this?
He will be like that only, 24/7. I have to do this. Like that only he'll be. So that will not be my question. When was the first moment you felt Amaran's success?
To me, what she feels right now. And here and there, she also told how her life used to be back then when she was a girlfriend. When how much she enjoyed being a housewife to an officer, the lady of an officer, and then how she is looking at life right now and how she came to terms with. So this character arc, and through her eyes, the world of Mukund, that I just fixed it there. And that was not a very detailed, but it was a very good discussion, and we shared a lot. I mean, she shared a lot. And I felt that day, if I can execute this film, if I can write this film well, and if everything falls into place, and if it chooses the right cast, and if we are able to complete this film, it will become a cult classic. I knew this that day.
Wow.
So always I was only on the journey towards it. So every stage, it is like once you finish the script, when you write the script, there is certain madness to that process.
Yeah.
That doesn't come again, not even during shoot. So that is a very personal process. So I go through something every time when we write a scene, when we reconceive in this film, so many moments. And so there is a certain madness. So after writing a scene, I would say that is the process that gives me the high, not while watching the final film or not while shooting it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a moment lived for me again and again so many times. So after writing, then it comes to shooting it. So after shooting, I don't have the habit of watching it in the edit. I don't do daily edits.
Okay.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes when it is a stunt scene, this film didn't have any songs. It was only montages. So every time I go to different stages, I see the film grow. It takes a particular shape. So I am very excited for that phase. Okay, so edit when I go, I'll go to edit with another mind. So I get excited when I go to edit. So I would have seen the film get enhanced from writing to shooting, then to edit, then to dub, then to other phases. I always see it get developed, I think. So one moment, if I should say, then I would say the viewing of Kamal Hassan sir.
ఓకే
Because always people, when they watch an unfinished product, they come with a lot of opinions, because the opinions are welcome, because film industry is about opinions. Everybody will have their own opinion, even the audience, anybody. So an unfinished product, when it is shown, so the success of the film, I felt when Kamal Hassan sir saw the film, he gave no corrections, absolutely. I was ready there to take any correction from him. And sir didn't hear the full narration. All my actors know the full narration, full script. The immense confidence that he had in me, it gave me so much responsibility, and I always had this nervousness for his viewing. So when
If you don't mind me interrupting, actors matram we didn't, it's not that only we knew the script. Akkada evana kottadaga vacharante, he'll go sit and narrate to every person who's there in the set, so that andarki teliyali manam ela oka film చేయబోతున్నాము. సో దాని పని చేయాలి, లేదంటే సెపరేట్ గా వాళ్ళు వేరే ఈక్వేషన్ లో ఉండకూడదు. సో ఎవ్రీబడి, అందరికి కొత్త కొత్త ఆర్టిస్ట్ వస్తే కూడా వాళ్ళకి కూర్చొని అన్ని సీన్స్ ని ఇలా ఎలా మేము డెవలప్ చేసాము, సో దట్ పీపుల్ విల్ స్టార్ట్ యాక్టింగ్ ద సేమ్ వే, అండ్ అక్కడ వచ్చి కరెక్ట్ చేయడానికి అది పని ఉండదు.
శివకార్తికేయన్ గారు, మీకు ఆన్సర్ దొరికిందా? 2020లోనే
February 27, 2020.
2020
దట్ ఇస్ వన్. సెకండ్ కమల్
సార్ చూసినప్పుడు
First moment da. First moment da.
Yeah, and Kamal sir's viewing gave me the audience's reaction. So sir is a legend. He has seen so many emotional scenes. He has done films like Mahanati, and he has made us cry before.
Yep.
And he is a very emotional person, yes, but he doesn't get moved by just watching something. He knows the lights, the cameras, the actors, their homework behind it, how we shoot it, all that. He still reacted.
Yeah.
And he reacted so well. So I think that is when I thought, okay, opinions are all welcome, but I have the master's opinion already. So I'm very confident, because he absolutely, after that, that's the only interaction that I had throughout the process of this film's making. Yeah, that is the only day. And before that, it was the Puja's day. But before the Puja's day, I have interacted with him on a daily basis almost, or a weekly basis, for more than 4 years through a show.
ఓకే
So yeah.
ఓహ్, వేర్ యు వేర్
Yeah.
Kamal sir's episode he only directed.
ఓకే.
So this was strange to not meet him, but so I was looking forward to that viewing, and I got the answer that day. So that day I felt the success, and everything changed. Since that viewing, a lot of things changed. We had a release date, we had so many things on our hands, and it was like as if you have the final blessing. And then now it's the audience. So that moment I felt that, okay, this is going to be, yes.
సూపర్ అండి. ఇది ఐ జస్ట్ థాట్ మేబీ యూ ఆల్ హ్యావ్ సీన్ దిస్ కదా. ఈ కర్నల్ ఎవరైతే పోర్ట్రే చేశారో, ద రియల్ పర్సన్ స్టిల్ హ్యాస్ ద వాట్సాప్. దట్స్ లైక్ అమేజింగ్. హీ స్టిల్ దేర్ అండ్ వీ ఆల్ నో ఆఫ్ హిమ్.
He is CEO of Mukund sir, Dabas sir. He is still having the same. He changed it 2 days later, right? On 27th.
He set this, he's trying to say he set this DP and status 2 days after he passed away. So April 25th was the day of the incident, and from April, I think it will be there, April 27, 2014, he set this DP and status.
Yeah.
So
It's
major,
still the same. Still the same.
Mukund and Vikram salute. That's the status, and the DP
it is April 20.
the number erased. Yes.
మీరు చేసింది
Yes.
మీరు చేసింది. ఒక క్వశ్చన్ సాయి పల్లవి గారిని, మీరు